ever notice how winter doesn't happen just outside? It happens inside too. And even when the days start getting brighter, some parts of you are still in the dark. Let's talk about that. Welcome to the Always On Mute podcast, where we know not everyone was born with a mic in their hand or a megaphone in their mouth, but we still have something to say because quiet is still a voice. Welcome to the Always On Mute podcast. I am Antonia, and it is February outside. The sun, I noticed last week, the sun is staying out a little longer. Technically, we are past the darkest part of winter. But if you live here in New York or anywhere that's been cold and gray for months, you know the truth. Just because the days are getting brighter, it doesn't mean we instantly feel lighter. And according to the groundhog, we've still got 6 more weeks of winter. So this conversation is for anyone who made it through the heaviest part of the season, but still feels a little slow to reemerge. Now, I'll be honest with you. When I get home from work on Wednesdays, because I go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, most weeks I basically do not step foot back outside in the wintertime until Monday when it's time to go back to the office. Not because I'm depressed, not because I'm hiding. Well, I'm an introvert, maybe. But it's mostly because my rhythm knows my energy. My original plan this winter was to keep up my walks because I love being outside. I have grown to appreciate nature in so many ways, right? So I love being outside walking or running or just being still in nature. It clears my head. It resets me. It resets my body, right? It's therapy for me. So in December, I told myself that I'd get out a few times a week. I'll layer up because I know how to layer safely and, like in thin layers. And so I told myself that I'm going to basically get back into getting out for winter walks, right? But that was before we started getting these single digit and below zero temperatures. There is a difference between winter walk cold and, oh, my face hurts immediately cold. When it gets cold like that, stepping outside does not, it doesn't feel restorative. And it actually starts feeling like it's punishment. So I adjust. Instead of forcing myself into weather that drains me, I create warmth inside. I find something to do on YouTube because YouTube have everything, right? So I follow fast walk videos on YouTube. I get my 5,000 steps, about 10,000 steps, sitting there carry on, and meanwhile I'm basically doing something. Or I find videos where I basically do a little strength training. Other things that I do, I listen to audiobooks. I work on my passion projects. I spend time with mom watching shows that she enjoys. Or I basically just have YouTube playing in the background while I'm doing chores or something, right? I keep my mind engaged and my spirit steady. That, for me, is intentional solitude. And winter is a season where we must be honest about the difference between solitude that restores us and silence that slowly drains us. By February, most of us aren't just dealing with winter. We're dealing with winter fatigue, months of cold. I think we got the first snow in November. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it was November. And it wasn't just a light dusting. It didn't last because, we had warm days that, melted the snow. But I feel like winter's been going on for a while, right? So coupled with the cold and the darkness, we've had months of darkness, months of pushing through. Even though it's nothing dramatic, sometimes nothing dramatic happens, but your nervous system has been moving through a slower, heavier rhythm for a while. So when the light starts returning, your body doesn't just instantly catch up. It takes time. It took time to get there, so it's going to take time to come out of it. And if you're an introvert, there can be this quiet pressure right now to be more social again, to be out more, to be visible again, but your energy might still be in a winter mode. And I want to say this gently. For some people, this season isn't just slow, it is heavy. The darkness can bring sadness, real sadness. For some, it can lead into depression. Not dramatic, not obvious, just that steady, quiet heaviness that makes everything feel a little like you need effort. It takes more effort than usual. Getting out of bed, responding to messages, leaving the house. I don't leave my house if I don't need to. Even doing things you normally enjoy. If that is you, there's nothing wrong with you. Please, please, please know that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your body and your mind respond to light, to isolation, to stress. Winter can amplify what you're already carrying. And if you're in a season where the days feel long and the nights feel longer, you don't need a big plan. You just need gentle ways to pass the time without disappearing into it. Put something on in the background, some kind of, music or an audiobook, a podcast, a familiar show, something that's, uplifting. There's always something on YouTube. And now there's Bridgerton. So you can watch the show and then watch endless reactions and get other people's perspective, right? So just have something on that will basically drown out the silence. Let there be a soft presence in the room. Silence can feel louder in the winter. Keep your hands lightly occupied, journaling, folding laundry, a small project, something that reminds your brain you're still engaged in life. Let light in where you can. Even if you do not go outside, open the blinds, sit near the window, turn on a lamp earlier than usual, and if possible, create one small anchor in your day. One thing to look forward to: tea, a show, a call, a short walk when the weather allows. Not right now, because there's still a whole lot of snow outside. Something that breaks a day into pieces you can move through. You don't have to conquer the season. You just have to move through it. This season reminds me of the pandemic in a quiet way, when we were all forced to isolate. For some people, that isolation was incredibly difficult. The loneliness felt loud. The uncertainty was overwhelming. But for some introverts, maybe all of us, it was also the first time that life matched our pace. Everything slowed down. The pressure stopped. There was space to breathe. What we learned from that time is that solitude itself isn't the problem. It's whether the solitude is chosen or forced, whether it restores you or disconnects you from yourself. Winter brings us back to that same crossroads. So here's a gentle question to carry with you. Is my quiet restoring me or slowly draining me? If it restores you, protect it. If it drains you, adjust it. Add light, add movement, add a small connection. And if you know someone who seems quieter than usual, please do not assume that they're fine just because they're quiet. Quiet people carry things silently. You don't need big words, big gestures, just a simple message. I'm thinking about you. I'm here. No pressure to respond. Just checking in. Sometimes that steady presence is enough to remind someone they're not alone. The goal isn't to rush out of winter just because the calendar says we should. The goal is to emerge intentionally, slowly, gently, at your own pace. Some people bloom in spring. Some people thaw. Spring doesn't ask the ground to bloom in January. It lets it thaw first. And when I tell you, there's a whole lot of snow outside, so I feel like we're going to be thawing out for a while. But some of us are still thawing. And some of us may still be thawing until April. You don't have to match anyone else's timeline. You don't have to rush back into noise. You don't have to force yourself to feel lighter just because the sun is staying out longer. If you made it through the darkest part of this season quietly, that is strength. Real strength. The kind that happens behind closed doors. The kind that no one applauds, but everyone needs. Quiet is still a voice. And if you've been moving through this season quietly, you're not invisible. You are resilient. If the darkness felt heavy this year and you're still standing in it, that doesn't mean the light isn't coming. It just means you learn how to carry yourself through the dark. And that is a strength no one can take from you. This is the Always On Mute podcast. Please share this with someone who might need it. Comment below and let me know how you are surviving these dark days. And also like this video. And if you have not subscribed as yet, please consider subscribing. Until next time, stay muted, stay mighty.